Friends, good evening. Thank you everyone for joining us into this Gnostic lab of practical application. The topic that we have in scope tonight is titled Watch Over Your Sleep. And this is a very, very easy practice, but it is a practice that we have to get into the habit of putting it into play. And I'm going to tell you why. Last year, many of you participated in this particular exercise. And many of you maybe forgot to just dedicate the 40 days. If you had dedicated those 40 days back then, by now you would be an expert in unfolding in your astral body. So let's give this a shot once again. And it's okay if it was not done. Let's just take advantage of this new opportunity. So let's start by saying we already know that our physical body is a combination of three. It is a physical body, it is a soul, and it is also a spirit. We have also stated in other lectures that our body is a trinity as well. It's a body, it is a consciousness, and it is a personality. But because we are focusing the effort in the unfolding, the astral plane, let's speak in terms of that element that exists within us, that so-called soul. Our soul is wrapped within our lunar astral body. And we want to develop the ability to notice the transition between the vigil state and the sleep state. And for that purpose, we are going to watch the transition starting tonight and for the next 40 days. It is a perfect time for us to start tonight because we are still in the crescent moon, transitioning into the full moon, and it is in those nights of full moon where it becomes the easiest to unfold in your astral body. So I invite you to start this tonight and to methodically, diligently do this for 40 consecutive days. If you do this, what will happen is that as you start observing the transition between your wake state and your sleep state, you're going to start noticing a series of images that repeat themselves. Images that are very peculiar. These are images that are given to you by your Divine Mother. The Divine Mother gives these, and these are known as the initiating element. By doing this practice for 40 consecutive days, you will be able to identify with clarity what is your initiating element. And as you see that, you, without a doubt, will know what is exactly that transition state between wake state and sleep state. And the moment that you detect it, all that you have to do is stand up. Simply get out of your bed and jump with the intent of flying. Don't jump with the intent of jumping, because even in the astral plane, if you jump with the intent of jumping, you will notice that you will remain a little longer suspended, but you will nevertheless land once again. Jump with the intent of jumping, and you will see immediately that you will find yourself levitating. As you start doing this, you will notice that the first time or couple of times as you are up there, levitating in the astral plane, the excitement is going to be so intense that it is likely you're going to come back into your body. And you're going to wake up, and you're going to wake up with joy and ecstasy. And you're going to say, wow, what was that? And go ahead and try it again. But I'm telling you, 40 days. These 40 days will go by whether we do the practice or not. So we might as well just do the practice. Observe the transition between your wake state and your sleep state. Look for the initiating element, because that initiating element will tell you with clarity, this is the moment in which you must get up. And as Samael is saying, this is not a mental exercise. This is not you imagining that you get up. No. Get up. Just like when you get up in the morning to turn off your alarm. Get up and jump again with the intent of floating. There are some things that will help you as you're doing this practice. As you're relaxing your body, feel yourself as if you were vaporous. Feel yourself as if you were light as a feather. Nevertheless, remain watchful of those images that start showing up between your vigil state and your sleep state. And in the morning, well, take note in your Gnostic journal of any images, symbols, events, scenes, tragedies, comedies, whatever you experience within your dream, write it down. By now, most of you have completed a 3-part lesson in understanding our dreams and deciphering those symbols. Let's make use of that. We write down our dreams in the Gnostic journal, we decipher the symbols, and we methodically look for the messages that the innermost would be granting us. So for tonight's practice, I will invite you to lie down. Whether it's on the floor, on the carpet, on a yoga mat, or in your mattress, wherever it is of your choosing, I will invite you to lie down. And if you can lie down with your head towards the north, that would be best. Because when you align yourself towards the north, well, you are aligned with the flow of electromagnetic currents on the planet. And, well, it's even more conducive for a successful unfoldment in the astral body. So now that we have said this, we have plenty of time for our practice. We will start, and because some of you will transition naturally into the sleep state, we're not going to wake you up. So we will start this practice. We will continue with it. Methodically, we will remind you to stay watchful of that transition state, but eventually we will fade away and we will just leave you so that you can continue with your sleep and not interrupt your astral experience. So needless to say, may all beings be happy. Let's go ahead and start our practice. And let's start by minimizing those sensorial perceptions. So let's go ahead, let's close our eyes. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and make ourselves aware of the sensations in our physical body. If there's anything at this time of the day that is creating a little discomfort, maybe it's your wedding band, your watch, your shoes, your socks, a ponytail, earrings, your belt. Whatever that is, let's go ahead and take a moment. And let's release that distraction so that we can minimize any sensorial perceptions at this moment. So we breathe in 1, 2. Let's take another deep breath in 1, 2. And allow your body just to sink in just a little deeper onto that surface. Let's go ahead and do an initial scan of our body, starting with our toes, our heels, ankles, knees, thighs, hips, abdomen, stomach, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. And let's make sure that we are deliberately releasing any tension, any stress, any preoccupations. So we take another deep breath in 1, 2. And we make sure that we allow our head just to rest comfortably on that surface. As we have done this, let's make ourselves aware of our emotional state. Let's go ahead and identify what has been the prevailing emotion during our day. Maybe today has been one of those very fortunate days where we by now are content and satisfied with how the day went. And if that's the case, that is amazing. But as we go back and we look throughout the many different events that took place today, there is a chance that we will identify some instances of frustration. And we will see that they came and they went away. We may find others in which we were deliberately joyful, and that joy, well, it came, we enjoyed it perhaps without even realizing, and it also went away. There may have been other chances in the day in which the situation got a little difficult. But the situation maybe got a little challenging. But it so happens that those emotions also went away. And that is a key learning for all of us. Whether our prevailing emotion today was of contentness or happiness, whether it was of uncertainty, doubt, fear, whether it was of frustration, anger, or even if we were just a little depressed, what this has shown us is that these emotions come and go with the swing of a pendulum. And if they are temporal and transitory, then it is in our best interest to not hold on to them, because we know that they will come and go. And knowing that empowers us. It sets us in a very advantageous position, because knowing that these emotions come and go, well, gives us an opportunity to step aside and become immune to the swing of the pendulum. But rather, if we know that we're happy and we are conscious of it, to know that later on there will be other circumstances that will bring some sadness. So we can be there and perceive that consciously and not allow ourselves to be carried away. If today we feel doubtful, we know that when that pendulum swings, eventually we will be certain of other things. And if we can become independent of the pendulum, then we can reconcile all of these emotions with relative ease. We can remain calm, composed. If somebody comes and attacks us verbally, emotionally, well, then we can stand aside and watch the swing of the pendulum, and as we remain calm and relaxed, we can comprehend our defects. We can see the suffering in others. And there is nothing to defend, because regardless of what anyone may say of us, we are what we are. So in this gratitude, in gratefulness for this new moment. Understanding what has been our prevailing emotional state today, we simply stand aside. We take the learning that this is not anything that we must hold on to. We are grateful for the opportunity to see our defects in action, because now we can see it and comprehend it. And with this high sense of gratitude, we take another deep breath in 1, 2. And we say, Divine Father, Father of mine, we're here humbly at your presence, asking of you and begging of you, with our soul and our heart, for your contribution. Empower, Divine Father, our consciousness to be very alert, to observe the transition between our vigil state and our sleep state, to be tenacious, decided, to be defined in the practice, and to find the strength for the next 40 days to consciously, objectively watch for the transition between our wake time and our sleep time. Give us, Divine Father, the faculty of objective imagination so that we can see without being deceived by the appearance of things. Give us, Divine Father, the ability to see intuitively so that the consciousness can immediately apprehend the significance, the reason of things, but also that it can perceive the spiritual reality of the visions that come in our dream. We ask of this so that our consciousness, with no doubt, with complete certainty, can go ahead and identify what is the initiating element that our Divine Mother gives us. Help us, Divine Father, find our initiating element. We ask of this in your holy name. So be it. We take another deep breath in 1, 2. And as we go deeper in this practice, we recite the mantra Klim Krishnaya. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Kopihana Vaya Vaya Swaha. Let's do it again for good practice. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Kopihana Vaya Vaya Swaha. We do it once again for good practice. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Kopihana Vaya Vaya Swaha. We keep our legs straight, our arms comfortably running alongside the body. We take another deep breath in 1, 2. And we focus the attention of our consciousness on the soles of our feet. We will imagine that our physical body is populated by an infinite amount of little gnomes. And we allow them to walk out the soles of our feet one by one. And as they do this, we immediately feel that instantaneous relaxation that comes. And we feel that in our toes. In our heels, our ankles, our shins, our calves, our knees. We focus the attention of our consciousness down in our feet, and as we continue observing these little gnomes walking out one by one, we feel that relaxation in the underside of our thighs, expanding upwards. And as that relaxation inundates the thighs, we feel it growing into our glutes, our hips, our creative organs. And just like that, without any effort, we immediately feel the gentle vibration that comes with a deep state of relaxation. And the best is that we can experience it without identifying with it, because we know that this is a natural state of the body. We focus our attention once again in the soles of our feet. And as we continue observing these little gnomes walking out of our body, one by one, we feel the attention of our consciousness as well at the very base of our spine. And as those gnomes walk out, we feel that relaxation growing into our lower abdomen. And as that relaxation continues to grow, we invoke of the power of our Divine Mother. Divine Mother, bring us the Hermetic Seal. Close all the doors to any negative emotion. Close all doors to any negative thoughts. Close all the doors that exist in our plexus, in our lower abdomen. And grant us the grace of seeing all the tension, all the stress that may be accumulated in our organs gently dissipate. We ask of this with infinite love. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. 1, 2. And as we focus the attention of our consciousness once again in the soles of our feet, we continue seeing those gnomes walking out one by one. The sensation of relaxation in our legs continues to grow. The relaxation in our lower spine, in our lower abdomen, starts expanding upwards. And we feel the relaxation of our intestines, the relaxation of our spleen. We feel the relaxation in our gallbladder, our liver, our pancreas, our kidneys. We feel that relaxation penetrating into our diaphragm, and just like that, our breathing then becomes so much more effortless. The exhalation becomes deep and gentle. And embracing this deeper state of relaxation, we allow all the conduits in our body, veins, arteries, capillaries, lymph nodes, etc., to simply become more malleable, more elastic. They lose their rigidity. They release any tension that has been accumulated in them. And we take another deep breath in 1, 2. And as we focus our attention once again on our feet, and up from here we can see those little gnomes that continue walking out one by one. We feel the relaxation of our stomach, the relaxation of our lungs, the relaxation of our heart. We notice that our breathing has become very gentle. It is almost imperceivable. We bring that relaxation into our shoulders, along our arms onto our elbows, our wrists, our hands and our fingers. And we allow the body just to sink just a little bit more onto that surface. We relax the muscles of our neck, the muscles of our jaw, and we bring the attention of the consciousness to that space behind our head, at the base of our skull, right there in between the ears. And we physically perceive the attention of the consciousness. We let it expand, and as we feel it growing along our scalp, we relax our tongue and our lips. We relax our eyes and our eyelids. We relax the muscles of our forehead. And we allow that relaxation to find itself at the very crown of our head. We experience this relaxation with much satisfaction. We are certain that this is a natural state of the human body. And we have by now built enough faith to know with the greatest clarity that we can invoke this relaxation at any moment, today or in the upcoming days. That all we have to do is invoke our Divine Father and say, Divine Father, we beg of you that you bring back our final state of relaxation into this body. And it will happen. We use our objective imagination and our willpower combine together in vibrant harmony to see. A gentle ray of light that descends from the heavens directly into our heart. That as we breathe, it fills our heart, our lungs, with a radiant, vibrant, gentle blue light. A light that grows upwards into our head and irradiates every crevice within our brain. A light that expands and fills with light our solar plexus, our creative organs, that brings light at the very base of our spine. A light that permeates down our legs, our shins and calves, all the way down to our feet. Divine Mother, we beg of you with our whole soul and our heart that you allow us to identify the initiating element, that you give us the certainty and the clarity to identify the initiating element. We ask of your grace, by the will of our Father and the universal charity. And in this calmness, we are watchful. We contemplate from the consciousness. We perceive without looking for anything. keep our eyes relaxed. We maintain the relaxation of our tongue. If any thoughts come to mind, we allow the consciousness to stand aside and contemplate, to observe them the same way that we observe a bird, a flower, or a beautiful sunset. And we simply allow them to pass. We do not become identified with our thoughts, but remain watchful. Divine Father, bring back into our bodies our previous best state of relaxation.